And now he gets even more specific with talking about the words we use. Verse 13, their throat is an open grave. Their throat is an open grave. So you think about the throat that your words end up coming out of. He's saying that throat in there is like a tomb. The place that your words come from is a sepulcher, a tomb, a place that you put a rotting corpse. That's the idea of an open tomb. Your throat smells of dead people. Their throat is an open grave. Jesus uses this same thing when he calls out the Pharisees. He uses the same word to say, you whitewashed tombs, you hypocrites, Pharisees, you put heavy burdens on people, you don't help them carry it. You're like an open grave. You're like a whitewashed tomb, and people don't even realize, they walk by you, they don't even realize that inside, though you're painted pretty and white on the outside, inside, you're a grave. You smell like a rotting corpse. Their throat is an open grave. They use their tongues, meaning the words that they speak, they use their tongues to deceive. This is not, they use their tongues to tell lies. Deceive includes lies, but it's even more severe. It's not only to avoid things or just tell what we would call white lies. It has to do with even more evil. To deceive, to use sly, cunning intelligence. To try to be really smart at being evil, then twist the way you say your words to deceive people. Their throat smells of dead things. They use their tongues to deceive. The venom of asps, which is a deadly snake. It's what we would call a pit viper today. The venom of asps is under their tongue. If you know anything about pit vipers, they have these pits in and underneath their tongues that are just holding sacks of venom. And when they bite you, it's not only incredibly painful, but that venom, as they bite you, the venom injects into your bloodstream and will kill you. Saying the way unregenerate sinners, those who are under sin, the way they speak, they use their tongues to deceive. The venom of asps is under their lips. They are deadly with their words. This does not mean what prosperity preachers or word of faith teachers say when they say life and death is in the power of the tongue. That is true. Take that to the bank. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. It does not mean physical life or physical death. The Proverbs, when it says that, it means you can build up people with your words. You can speak life to people. You can encourage them. You can give them the gospel. You can give life. Life is in the power of the tongue. You have the ability to speak words that are life-giving words. And at the same time, your tongue is like a sword that can cut people down. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And Paul says, quoting the Old Testament, you got venom. You got bags of venom filled up in there. The venom of asps is under their lips. Friends, this is not just talking about the actual words that come out of your mouth. This is talking about the way in which the words come out of your mouth. Some of the people personally I know who do the most harm to others with their words, who cut people down like a sword, are not explicitly being mean or rude or condescending, but they are passive-aggressive in the way that they speak. They say little snarky comments to people, condescend people, try to make someone else look like they're dumb, try to make you look like you really understand and you know what's right. And so you passive aggressively, you're not overtly aggressive, but it's passive aggressive, and that is just as much venom of asps underneath your lips. If I'm talking to Pastor Nate and we're having a discussion, I can say the same exact sentence in two different ways, and one of them would be life-giving, and one of them would be venom. I could say, all right, okay, Pastor Nate, tell me what you think. Or I could say, okay, Pastor Nate, tell me what you think. Same words, is it not? If it were on paper, you'd say, well, that's the same thing. You just wrote the same sentence twice. I can spew venom by the inflection of my voice. I can spew venom by being passive-aggressive. It doesn't just mean the actual words that come out. It means even the way in which they come out. It may seem like it's a sweet thing attaching onto you, and then the fangs go in and the venom comes out. The venom of asps is under their lips, a deadly snake. Verse 14, their mouth, still dealing with our mouth. How great a fire can be set ablaze just by the tongue, James says. Their mouth is full of curses and bitterness. It's not saying their mouths are full of four-letter words that are not proper to speak at your grandmother's table. It's not what he means by curses. A curse specifically is an utterance, something that comes out of your mouth that's intended to bring destruction on someone else. It's even a magical term that warlocks, wizards, witches would use, pagan, demon worshippers would use to try to invoke curses on people. He's saying they're trying to say something so that destruction would come on someone else. He's saying that's what your mouth is full of. Their mouth is full of curses and bitterness. Bitter gall. Coming from the gallbladder, stomach bile. Your mouth is full of bitterness. Impudent behavior. Irritatingly strong and unpleasant. Your mouth is full of things that are irritatingly strong and unpleasant.